Hey guys, so news came out about an hour ago, so courtesy of ESPN, that more than likely, starting with the end of this new NFL season that we are 3 weeks into now, the Pro Bowl, which is one of the most anticipated season-ending games of the year, and basically consists of some of the best players in the league that are not in the Super Bowl, is going to go. It's going to have a major overhaul. It's going to go and have a major overhaul done to it. And that overhaul is, instead of just a football game on a Saturday or Sunday evening in either Hawaii, Las Vegas, Phoenix, you name it, Florida, you name it, that instead we're going to have a week-long competition of various, I guess you could say, skill sets. Whether it's quarterback skill sets like longest throws and all that, fastest runners, you get the idea. Stuff that we kind of see at times, we kind of see at times, during the Pro Bowl weekend, but it's going to obviously be more emphasis on it. There's going to be more emphasis on these skill sets, these competitions, if you will, more so than ever. And it's apparently planned to go for a whole week of this competition stuff. Not just the weekend of the Pro Bowl, but a whole week leading up to it. But then, to culminate with it, after all these skill sets, competitions and all that are done, it's going to culminate with a football game, but not your traditional Pro Bowl game. You see, last year, I think we should have kind of had the idea given to us, or hinted at us, that things were changing. Because in traditional, old school Pro Bowl games of the past, it was treated like, again, the best of the best, in one of the more anticipated season finale all-star games for the NFL. And traditionally, in the past, it would be played after the Super Bowl so that everybody could get a chance to play. All the best players, that is. But things have changed to where now it takes place before the Super Bowl, and those not involved in the Super Bowl and are selected to the Pro Bowl will be part of it. And last year, one of the more talked about changes was the non-tackling issue. It's like you had them all padded up, helmets on and everything, but they couldn't tackle. It's like they could hold on. It's like they can run up to the quarterback or whoever they were going to try to tackle, just touch them, and that was it. Or just wrap them, turn them around like this, and then that was it. No bringing them to the ground. And this was mainly done to avoid any injuries that might carry over into the next season, or might interfere with a possible free agent signing or trade during the off season. Well, they've decided to take that a step further, and instead of it being a regular, game, even with no tackling, they decided to go the flag football route. Now, what that means is mainly the players might get suited up, with the exception of maybe no pads. They might have helmets and everything, or they might wear their jerseys to represent the team, to show the team that they're representing. But in the end, the only way to stop them, from making a play, whether it's the quarterback or the person he's handing the ball off to, or even throwing the ball to, is to basically, let's say, grab something like this and pull it off. Thus, the flag football rule. And flag football was always part of the Pro Bowl weekend. It was always sometimes celebrities against legends, or legends against themselves, Hall of Famers. And there were some skill set activities, but not emphasized as much, as maybe people feel they should be. There were a few activities throughout the weekend, but not the week. And that's the other change that's coming too, that these skill set competitions are going to go a whole week. And overall, the event that's known as the Pro Bowl will be called the Pro Bowl Games. So now basically there's going to be some significance behind each of these competitions leading up to the flag football game. That's now going to be, I guess, the traditional standard for the end of the year for the All-Star game. Also, apparently, it's to allow those that might even be in the Super Bowl that are Pro Bowlers themselves to get a chance to play, whether the game takes place before or after the Super Bowl itself. So, yeah, that's the big announcement made by the NFL, courtesy of ESPN, breaking this news. And I'm sure the NFL Network's going to talk about it, and everybody else is going to talk about it. And honestly, I'm fine with it. I mean, I get the fact that if you're an old school NFL fan, that you want the Pro Bowl to be treated like any other kind of football game. You want the tackling. You want the tackling. You want the real. You want the tackling. You want the realness and everything felt. You want the players to come up with grass stains and mud and grass on their helmets and maybe bruised up a little bit, shaken up a little bit. I know some of you might like that because that's what football is. You get banged up, you get back up, kind of deal, all depending on how hurt you are. But things have changed, and they've changed to the point that those kind of things are risks, especially in a game that really doesn't have no stakes to it. Those are risks that don't need to be taken because, like I said, there's no stakes in the Pro Bowl, none whatsoever. Unlike other All-Star games that happen in the mid-season where there are stakes, if you will. Like the NBA All-Star game and the MLB All-Star game, they have stakes to where the winning conference basically, gets home court, home field advantage at the opening of the finals of the World Series. And I think even the same with the NHL. Now, sometimes with the NBA and the NHL, they switch it up to where they have a little fun. It's like, okay, here's Team LeBron against Team Stefan, and that's fine. And it's just for fun, take a break from the norm. It's great. And, NFL's tried that before, but they went back to the AFC NFC deal. So, although sometimes, the NBA could, not have anything at stake, and everything, and have fun with it, most of the time they will revert back to what brought them to the dance, and they will add some stipulations. And along with the All-Star game, they also have, believe it or not, even if it's for the weekend, skill competitions that do matter, that do have, reasoning behind it, if you will, not just for the men, but for the ladies of the WNBA as well. And so does MLB. MLB has the Home Run Derby, which is one of the more, sought after and looked forward to All-Star game events in the world, in the country, along with the Celebrity All-Star game and everything, because, it's a tradition, it's for fun, and, nobody really gets hurt. Nobody really gets hurt, and it's a chance to, see, just to kind of take a break from the norm and everything. There's no real stakes in some of those, except like with the Home Run Derby, is to see who is the, greatest home run hitter. As I check my time here, if I can. Hold on for a sec. There it is. Who is the greatest home run hitter of that season at that point? At the mid-season point, I should say. The only one that has any stakes is, like I said, the actual All-Star games. So for the NFL, with its All-Star game being the only one that really has no stakes, it's like, what's the point of even risking any injury that could affect the upcoming season or upcoming trades or free agency during the off season? So I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this move. I like it. I think it's a good idea, and let's see how people take to it. And so far, a lot of people I've seen on Facebook, on social media, have taken to it quite well. So we'll see what happens. But let me know what your thoughts are on this change that the NFL has made for the Pro Bowl, dubbing it now the Pro Bowl games, where you have a week long of events and competitions, skill set competitions, culminating with a Pro Bowl game that's now flag football. Let me know down below in the comments, as well as in the live chat during the premiere. Like the video, comment below as well. Super thanks after the video's premiere, super chat, super stickers after, not after, but during the live chat, I should say. Check me out at BW Roses Discussions, all your favorite audio podcast locations except for Pandora. And check me out at my Teespring store. Check me out at patreon.com, BW Roses. Also at Venmo at Brian-Walmer-2 and at Cash App at BW Roses. And until next time, guys, I got to clock into work now, but let me know what your thoughts are. Love to hear how do you feel about this? Do you think this is a good move? Or do you think it might be something that won't last too long and they'll revert back to the original Pro Bowl status? Let me know down below and in the live chat. And until next time, I'm out.